Oh, Aunt Becky done got in trouble. All right, come on, America, let's get it.
I know that I can, 'cause I know who I am. Since the day I was born, I am Nyghtstorm. I know that I can, 'cause I know who I am. Since the day I was born, I am Nyghtstorm.
Yeah, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. Ooh, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good. Woo! Viewers! All right, let's get into this, This college cheating scandal has just hit epic proportions. You got CEOs, high-end people, Hollywood elites falling out the sky over them cheating for their kids to get in school. Now, I have purposely waited till everybody has said everything that they want to say about this issue before chiming in, because I have a different perspective. Now, let's get into this. The two people it's focusing on: Felicity Huffman of Desperate Housewives, love that show by the way, and Laura Loughlin from Full House and the reboot Fuller House. Okay, never really watched Fuller House, but hey, it's a good show. And also she has a lot of stuff on the Hallmark Channel. And like I said, it's focusing on them right now, but trust me, it's a lot of people involved in this. But let's just focus on these two. Now, parents know their children better than other people. And in a lot of cases, parents know their children better than they know themselves. And they may see weaknesses that their children have and say, hey, you know, little Mikey or Michelle just can't cut it because unfortunately I have spoiled them rotten. And the reason why a lot of parents of means spoil their children rotten is because they themselves were lacking certain things in their lives. Maybe their mom and dad did not have these things when they were growing up. Maybe their mom and dad worked their feet, their butts to the bone to support them. Maybe they grew up in a household where mom and dad had to figure out, do we pay the rent or do we buy groceries for the kids? Okay, do we pay the light bill or do we buy lunch for the children? Something is going to lack. There are a lot of parents, you know, who grew up in single parent households where it's just the mom or it's just the dad or just the grandparents or a caregiver, and the money simply was not there. And as most parents, we want our children to have better. We remember seeing our parents struggle and work to the bone to sacrifice everything for us so we can have. And a lot of parents do that. They put the houses up. They sell everything they got to put their children through college because they know it's going to give their kid a better future and a better life than they themselves had. And ladies and gentlemen, that is admirable, especially if you have worked hard and built yourself from the bottom and work yourself up an industry where 9 times out of 10 is going to be failure, like in Hollywood. Rejection is key in Hollywood. 9 times out of 10, people are going to slam the door in your face and tell you you don't look good enough, you're not pretty enough, or if you're a man, you're not buffed enough, you're not steroided enough, or if you're a woman, you're not airbrushed enough. It's always something. And for these two actresses, Felicity Huffman and Laura Loughlin, to become successful for decades in this industry is commendable. It shows their work ethic. It shows that they were willing to do whatever it takes, no matter how much rejection, no matter how hard it is, no matter if some other woman is prettier, no matter what. They became successful through hard work. But unfortunately, in a lot of cases, with overachieving parents like this, their children do not have the same action, do not have the same backbone, because their children have grown up privileged, born with silver, gold, and platinum spoons in their mouths, and do not appreciate the value of hard work and sacrifice through pain to become successful. Because they never know what it's like to one day come home and you're eating and the lights cut off. To one day come home and you got that pink thing on your door talking about eviction, and your mom and dad is saying, you know, son, don't worry about that. Sweetheart, don't worry about that. Just do your work and make it into this school and your life is going to be better. Focus on working hard and getting that scholarship and your life is going to be better. And I'm going to do everything it takes to make sure I get you to where you have to be. But hold on. Hold on. As a father who has raised 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 children who are all adults, some have graduated from college and are married, some are in college, and one is on her way to college. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm finna tell you some earth-shattering news. Mom and dad, grandma and caregivers, sometimes your children must fail. They have to fall. If they are not good enough to get to where they need to get to, let them fall. I know this is hard to hear because we remember when we were coming up and maybe we did not have a support system of we did everything we could and all we needed was somebody to push us. But this is not the situation of Olivia Jade, her sister, and these other kids who wrongfully were privileged enough to get pushed into these Ivy League schools that denied other hard-working, deserving students who busted their butts, who studied, who did not cheat, who did everything right, and were still denied. They are not those folks. Olivia Jade, and I'm not gonna go on her so real hard because she has a successful YouTube channel, okay? But she did not have to grow up in those dire straits of being unsure about her future. Her parents are loaded. That's not her fault, but it is her parents' fault for spoiling her to the point where she feels she is owed opportunities. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the saddest part about this, because a lot of these children have grown up this way and they've never heard the word no. Or it's a soft no and then it somehow changes into a yes. And I'm gonna wrap this up quickly because it reminds me of a friend of mine who was going through a divorce, and him and his wife was arguing. They had a 16-year-old son, and the wife started trying to turn the son against him, and her family tried to turn the son against him. We all know how this is with the breakup of marriages, unfortunately. But he said, YG, I want to prove to my son that I love him. My son wants a brand new Porsche because his friend's parents are also going through a divorce and his dad bought him a new Porsche. And my son wants this $185,000 Porsche. He wants it bespoke and taken through another German manufacturer for the track, and it's it'll be $196, $196,000 after it's all over 600 horsepower. It'll be a monster, and he will know if I buy this for him, he'll know that I love him. And I said, you're stupid. Absolutely not. Don't buy the car for him. But I want my son to know that I love him, YG. And I said, be his father. But my ex-wife is trying to turn him against me, YG. What am I gonna do? Be his father. Teach him, lead him, guide him. Tell him no. Teach him the value of work. But he ignored my advice. He bought the car for the kid anyway, and within 1, 2, 3 weeks, the kid wrapped the car around a tree. Thank God the kid survived without a scrape. The car was destroyed, and the only thing the kid learned from it, he said, well, Dad, I ruined the Porsche. Please buy me a Ferrari. And so now the father is sitting and he talked to me and he said, YG, what do I do? I said, be his father and teach him the value of work. So the next thing he did, he went to his son, whom he loves, right after the ex-wife just got through dogging him out and saying he don't love him. And his son came to him and said, Dad, are you taking me to go get the Ferrari? And he said, I'm gonna take you somewhere that's even valuable. He took him to Wendy's to find a job application. So he had to work and earn it. And this is what these children need, to learn the value of the sweat of your own brow, to appreciate the blessings that you have in your life. So hopefully, a lot of these folks are learning some very serious lessons right now. That because the cops are coming, they're sitting there wondering when the knock from the FBI is gonna come to their door. And it's gonna be more than just these parents. It's gonna be other celebrities, athletes, other people of influence, maybe some of your favorite actors, who knows? But this is a huge learning lesson by them and by the colleges who are getting sued like crazy by parents and students who were denied. It's time for kids to wake up. And I'm sorry that my phone is going off, because that's my daughter calling me, talking about she needs to do some extra homework so she can get into college. Thank God. And she is working really, really hard so she can do what she has to do. So Daddy has to go. But I want to tell you, God bless you guys. I love you guys. America, let's start teaching our children the value of hard work, and sometimes allowing our children to fall so they can learn how to build themselves up. We give them the support, but we don't put it right here where it's just, here you go, and now you sit here with a scandal. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly leave you with this.
And I want to tell you, I did not get to where I am by myself. I have had the love and support of black people, white people, Jews, Gentiles, and everything in between. Our God loves us all, and we are going to love each other in the mighty name of Jesus.